think I broke my leg.
Hey,
Is anyone here?
Hey, are you okay?
No, I just broke my leg. Please, I need you to call help.
Here, I don't have my phone on me. Let me see yours.
Okay, here you go.
All
Please call. Oh, God.
All right, and
No one wants that many buttons. What are you doing?
no,
God.
I don't know how to call anybody, but
Hey everyone, it's your least favorite member of your favorite podcast. It's Derek here. Wasn't that unfinished skit just a fucking good time? But we do seriously want to take the time to say that we're on Spotify, and we're super, super stoked because it's really easy to listen to. You can download all of the episodes and listen to them in your spare time. And I'm sorry, I'll shut up now. Get out of your face. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
Welcome back to Slightly More Milk. The only thing that's changed this week is there's another guy without a job.
oof.
I don't want people to know I quit my job.
No, that's a good conversation.
Didn't you just say that last week, though?
That I was going?
Yeah, didn't you?
Maybe. Well, yeah,
Didn't we
I
mention
left
it?
my job.
And other happy things.
Other happiness. No, it's good. I needed to, step away and take a break for a bit. And now I have some money and I can go somewhere.
No, I get it. He's worked for 6 months. Stressful.
Oh.
We have different purposes.
I just fucking am.
Currently.
Oof.
They're being mean to me.
No, I think me and you are the same way. And probably, actually, Daren too, is if we're not interested in it, we lose so much fucking steam so fast out of the job. You're psyched for it and you're like, I don't like doing this, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
Which is why it's taken me 5 years to get my associates. If I don't want to do something, I'm just it's due today, but I don't want to do it, so I'm just not going to do it.
I'm not really feeling this homework.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
so
lie.
I'll procrastinate until the next day, and then just procrastinate so I never have to do it, and then just feel shitty about myself after.
What year would you be technically right now in your schoolings?
This is my 5th year.
This is your 5th
Because I started
year.
English out of high
Okay.
school, but I took a year hiatus when I went to the pawn shop. Mm-hmm. Was it 2 years? I think it was 2 years.
2
yeah,
years, give or take.
2-year hiatus at the pawn shop, which was a really great idea.
I'm gonna lie, really didn't ruin my work ethic at all.
No, I think it made it better. Well, pawn shop didn't help at all, but
Wow, just spit it out, dude. You can
doing I'm gassy.
So they're like,
Listen here.
damn. Where did you go?
Shit.
Shit.
Doing a degree that I'm actually interested in is everything but I have to take English this semester, so
Yeah,
actually
right.
I like English, so
What English are you taking? What are you gonna be doing?
I don't know. I have my advisor sign there's an English class. You gotta take an English class. I'm like, whatever.
Oh, first year writing or something like that.
Something like that. General
Elementary
education.
reading.
Just to get my yeah. I have that.
You start by learning the alphabet.
A is for bees.
Question mark.
I feel I wonder if there are if you're an adult and you haven't gone to school, there are plenty of people that don't have an education. Do you start your education in a classroom setting with the other kids? You definitely don't do that, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't go to English chair with a bunch of 18-year-olds.
No. I'm talking at a base value, someone who graduated 2nd grade and that's it. And they had to they wanted to go back and do elementary school. What do you think they would do? Do you think they would take online classes? I feel like they wouldn't sit in the class.
First off, that's an Adam Sandler movie.
Is it?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
He just did the
Even saying it felt dirty and unoriginal coming out of my mouth.
He just did the plot of Billy Madison.
I never watched that movie.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is Billy Madison.
I never watched that.
Okay.
It's funny.
No, don't worry. That's a funny joke.
No, it's a
that we
funny
do
movie.
here.
I enjoy Billy Madison.
Billy Madison?
Yeah.
It's one of Adam Sandler's few funny movies.
Yep, that one. I'm not gonna talk about Adam Sandler's discography.
Oh, come on.
Is it count as discography or is it filmography?
Filmography.
Discography is
is
if you're a producer, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are other good Adam Sandler movie?
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
can
That's
give you
what I,
another
that's what I would have said.
Yeah.
I'll give you another one. Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds, okay, I would have said that one too.
Another
See,
one.
Night in the
Grown
Museum?
Ups too. Oh, no.
Wedding
what were
Singer.
you going to say?
Oh wow, we all said something different. I said, was he in Night in the Museum?
He was not.
That was Ben Stiller.
Ben
Yeah.
Stiller.
Which
That's-
actually, Ben Stiller made a lot of good movies. I enjoyed Zoolander. I enjoyed Dodgeball. I was 12 when they came out, so that's probably why. But it was actually I can watch Dodgeball now and still find it funny.
Was it you or Tyler? Was it you, Daren, that said your guilty pleasures shitty 90s movies?
Oh,
I think that was
2000s,
you.
early
2000s,
2000s,
yeah, I
like
think
Wedding
that was you.
Crashers, Dodgeball, Accepted. I could go on for days. Old School. Oh, there's just so many good ones. Anchorman.
Yep.
Land of the Lost.
Keep going.
Any Will Ferrell
Keep
movie.
going.
No,
Would
I
you
watched
say
these.
Anchorman is like a shitty?
Absolutely.
2000? Really?
Yeah.
If you look at the like the easy jokes they make and stuff like that, like.
Wait, are you saying the era is different?
No. I'm just confused
Like,
because
it's a good comedy,
I thought a lot of people liked it.
Oh,
No. I think that is to say that the quality of the films were in the 90s were a little bit lower for the most part. It's like shitty 90s movie. Like all the movies you listed for the most part, some of them were okay. And but like
you don't need to think.
Huh? Yeah, you don't need to think. It's just a movie you watch.
Oh, okay.
Anchorman.
When you said shitty movies, I thought you
Not
meant like
B-list.
B movies. I was like, I was getting really confused.
No,
I was like, that's one of my
B
guilty
movie.
pleasures is watching.
Is
like,
watching the B movie.
the B movie. No, like B horror movies. Like they're hilarious.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I've seen Birdemic.
Well, like when the bear gets in the hive or whatever, the bee horror movie, the bear gets in the hive and gets all the honey.
Terrifying.
Yes.
That keeps me up at night, dude.
Horror movies for bees. Getting mistaken for yellow jackets, number 2.
I was just thinking this. I just came to my head. It's completely off topic.
I can tell. Something about the way you said it.
When you're about to fall asleep and your brain starts thinking about something, and then you kind of wake up a little bit and you can't remember whatever you were just thinking. Does that ever happen to you guys?
Yeah.
That fucking throws me for a loop because you're thinking about something and you go, oh, that's kind of weird, and then you like wake up a little bit and then you cannot think about what you were just thinking about.
When that happens to me, it's usually because I had like a 10-minute dream.
It's
like
I
I
would
fall
say
asleep
so.
for like a minute and a half or whatever, but I have a dream for 10 minutes and I wake up and I forget what it is.
When you're falling asleep, though, aren't you kind of like dreaming because your brain is just thinking about something and you're kind of like just so involved in that it's almost like a dream?
Yes, but you're not there yet. Like you're not in that state.
Yeah, you gotta go to the dream
The
inside of the dream.
REM sleep.
Yeah, the REM
That's
sleep.
the REM sleep. That's another thing that like, and something similar to what you're talking about. If you notice when you're falling asleep, and you're getting to that point of sleep, and then you're like, you belch really loud. You go, oh fuck, and you wake up and you like because you
You're
felt
talking
like you're
about
falling.
if you're falling. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's your brain, entering REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. So it's like the deepest
really
stage.
fast.
Yeah, and then deep REM sleep is where you start to have your dreams, and as you enter that, all your, not all of them, but a lot of your sensory or I don't want to say sensory organs because that's not the right word, but your sensory capabilities and your nervous system.
Your senses.
Yeah, your senses start to like power down, and your nervous system shuts down. So at that point, you don't feel like anything around you, so you get a feeling of weightlessness, and you know sometimes you fall asleep, but sometimes you catch yourself feeling that, and you jump up, and you're like, oh you do the
Still
jolt.
alive.
Yeah, because you feel like you're falling.
Yeah.
And that's your brain trying to get it to deep REM sleep. It's very cool. There's very cool science behind
I
it.
just hate
Very
how like the
weird.
brain controls everything. Like if something goes wrong in the brain, just everything just stops.
Yep.
And I don't like that.
And I don't like thinking about that, and I don't like thinking about that happening to me.
It's not fun. It's not a good time.
And I want to be 22 forever. Oh, you're what,
23, almost 24, dude.
Fucking old.
Yeah,
Oh,
January.
jeez.
Older.
You're growing. I see gray.
I wish.
What?
Should pick through his hair like a monkey looking for bugs. Ooh, gray hair. Let's see some of these.
Dude, girls love dads, all right?
Just carry a doll with you at all times.
Do you not watch incest porn right now?
Why do you think that? All right, like real topic.
I can easily tell you.
That okay, but like so for people that don't know, incest has been like the most like mother like stepmom, son, stepdaughter, dad, whatever, has been the most popular porn category, far and away for like
It's easy.
6 months or whatever.
It's not. It's because it's the only thing with plot nowadays.
With
I don't
plot?
want to watch Tory Black come and just get the shit banged out of her. You want to watch something with like plot and like ooh, you can't do that.
You think that is the most accessible plot?
Yeah, not like you want extra sausage in your pizza, ma'am.
No, yeah, I guess you're right. Have you watched any porno movies?
Yeah, absolutely.
I watched Zack and Miri make a porno. That was a good movie.
That's a movie.
That is a movie. I'm
talking like
Yeah,
I'm
Batman.
talking an adult
yeah,
film. You got
but they
out of a
make
trailer.
a porno.
Batman vs Superman was a good one. No gay scenes though.
Well,
Thank God.
the nipple, the way his suit was designed, he had the nipples out, which was pretty cool. But you could always tell when he was really cold; they would stick out.
I'm kind of sick of it because Batman and Harley Quinn would never have sex. All right, that's Arrow's
Not
girl.
sex that they liked, anyhow.
God.
It's all like, hey, fuck.
No, I'm not. I don't know. I'm not super into like porn movies.
Oh well. I mean,
wow.
I don't think any of us are into them per se. I'm saying I watched them when I was younger.
I don't know
why I like. It was my buddy. It was my buddy's mom would like go with us and like rent them for us. It was in retrospect really fucking weird.
That's
you guys
really
want to hear a
odd.
super embarrassing story that locked in my brain until right now?
Yeah, sure.
Back when I think I was 12 or 13. Back when there was just iPods, there's no iPhones yet, and there was like Wi-Fi, but you didn't have a computer that used Wi-Fi because it was always just hooked up still back then.
Yep.
And there's a family laptop, but you can't watch porn on that. And my friend Seth,
my
friend Seth slept over, and he had an iPod, and I didn't have a iPod for a long time. So when he went to bed, I downloaded like undressing apps, where like you could just like slowly undress a girl and shit like that. Yeah, but it's like super like shitty like pictures people and stuff. And I looked it up on his phone. And then I got rid of it. I didn't delete the history because I didn't know I kept history back then. And then I got a call from Seth's dad. Seth was watching porn on his iPod and he said, "You did it." I'm like, "Yeah, I did it." I couldn't look Seth's dad in the eyes for like 5 years after that. He knew what I like to watch as porn as a 12-year-old kid.
Oh my fucking
And this is not I did not dramatize that at all. Completely like
that's verbatim.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And it was so fucking I didn't talk to him for like a year after
Holy
that.
shit.
And like he's like, "I don't want Tyler to use your iPod." And then Seth didn't give a shit, but he was
I'm
like,
sure Seth
he'd come over and he's like, he'd leave his phone like, "Don't watch porn on it."
yeah, you gotta own
fucking
for that.
dick. Yeah,
wow, Tyler.
Do you think there's anything embarrassing that you like locked away and like you probably won't remember?
Oh, there is. I just am not gonna talk about it where the world can hear me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not? I just told you a pretty embarrassing one.
Oh, okay. Well, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm sure.
Your parents ever walking on you masturbating?
No, they never have.
Yeah.
I can tell by the way you said that there was way more to that.
Yeah, my mom, she went to work and then she forgot something, came back, and I was beaten off to Bruce's slutty motorcycle girl.
No shit.
In their bedroom.
And you were doing your classic, like, on your back position.
No, I was doing, no.
Like,
Wait, you didn't know about my classic thing back then?
No, it's your classic thing back then.
You never heard about this?
That
was famous in Pittsfield.
Alright, maybe I
masturbated on my knees until I was like 17.
I did know about that. Like,
yeah, everyone in Pittsfield knows about that. No, I put the magazine on the bed and I was on my knees offside the bed just jerking it, and she walked in on me. Thank God I was on the other side of the bed, so she didn't see my dick, but like she knew what I was doing. And then this isn't the worst part. The next week we went to water country, and my mom, you don't know her, but she is very friendly. She's very friendly, and her favorite thing to do is publicly embarrass people in front of all of her friends. Right. And we're in a car full of just all of her older friends, and it's just me in the bottom right, and I was 12. And she just brought up how she caught me masturbating in front of everyone and called me a little dirty perv in front of all of her 30-year-old friends that laughed at me, and I just had like 2 single tears roll down my eyes while I was looking out the window, and I was like, "Fucking hate you, Mom! It's so embarrassing. I hate you." And actually, there's been 2 times. Water country's been I've been to water country twice, and both of them have been cripply embarrassing.
I'm gonna drink this beer.
The second time, I was driving the Stratus. I just got it, and I was following my mom in the journey in her car with Bruce and my brother in the front.
Masturbating while you're driving.
No,
on your knees.
On your knees in this weird sabbatical, like, travel position.
You drive with your teeth, left hand on the pedal, right hand on the dick,
How do you shift? You're driving automatic.
Oh, no, I'm shifting. But
I'm driving the stick shift, you know what I mean?
Me and Seth are driving in the back, and I'm 16. I just got my license. And a bus comes in, like, what do you call them when they come into the merge? And it's going to cut off. It was going to cut off. It was going to get in between my mom and me. And my mom, so overdramatic, puts down her window, puts her ass on the window seat, and like is hanging out of the car all the way. Like her feet are just, and she goes, "Let's go! Let's go! Move faster!" And she's looking at the bus driver full of kids, and she's flipping off the bus driver going, "Get the fuck off! He's 16, trying to get fucking," and like flipping the fuck out. And I didn't know what to do, so I just gassed it and passed and barely almost ran into the bus.
And this is the greatest day of those kids' life.
Yeah.
Like the day when this wild woman flicked him off for no reason.
My mom, I've never met anyone like my mother. She is fucking a special
Absolute
breed.
tiger mom.
Yeah, she's terrifying. There's so many good mom stories. But and then I got there and she parked way away from me, and we were in Minnesota, got out of the car. Water Country for the second time. The first time was
and you have the fast pass, and you're getting in front of everybody in line. She's like, "Let's go! Come on! The fucking Super Soaker 9000 is only open for 10 minutes a day."
Flipping off everybody else in the slow line.
We'll get back to that because I did get the fast pass for Six Flags with my dad, and let me get back to it because I'm power hungry.
Yeah.
But we parked, and I had the Stratus, which is an old beat up 1996 Stratus. I called it my 2-door because the back doors didn't open because they're so dented.
I think I remember this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then there was these 4 girls that were pretty attractive, about the same age next to us, and they had a nice car, and they went click, click, and
nicer
locked
than
it.
a Stratus?
Shut up. They went click, click, and I took my keys, and I looked down, and I put my keys in the ignition to lock it, because, it's 1996, and they go... You have to fucking put your keys in to lock your door. I'm like, I'm poor. What do you want from me? Like, I'm happy I got a car.
Fucking class shaming you bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what I thought you were going to say is that you turn to your car that does not have a beeper and you go click, click. And you say click, click.
Oh, honey, you wouldn't get it. It's a newer car than yours. They're voice activated.
Yeah.
You have to say beep, beep to lock it.
That's what I thought.
Beep, beep. Yeah.
Just in the back, like kneeling down, locking it.
They need a tissue after that,
That's what I thought you were going to say. I was like,
Sorrento.
what do you think you're doing?
Dude, they need a dental dam.
I remember that car you had the windshield wiper fluid nozzle that pointed directly out from the car. Or no. It pointed directly over.
So if someone was riding my ass, I would put it on. So it would go over my car and hit the car behind me.
Oh, it wasn't aligned right?
No,
so
it went straight up.
Over.
So I would squirt people behind me if they're behind me.
So the pressure's super high and it would just go pew!
I remember after a soccer game, there'd be friends sitting in the back seat and I'd just spray them like, get the fuck off my car. I'm trying to get out of the lock. But there's also a thing in high school where I never locked my car. Ever. Just would never lock it.
Yep.
And after a basketball game, these girls took my car and they moved out on the other side of the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'd leave my keys in the ignition, car unlocked and everything. And because it was a Stratus, who wants to steal a Stratus? And then one day I got back from a basketball game and my car was missing. I'm like, great, that was finally got installed. It got stolen. So the first thing
It got stole. It finally got stolen.
So what would you do right when you got there if your car is stolen?
What would I do
if your car was missing?
If I knew it was missing or I just didn't see it?
You knew it was missing from the parking lot.
Okay.
First
Call
thing.
my mom.
I don't know. Probably tweet about it.
No, for real though.
I have a feeling that if I say something normal, you're gonna say something abjectly out of.
Oh no! I called the fire department.
No.
I'd probably call my insurance or call my dad.
I would call my mom.
First thing I did was call the cops.
Call the cops.
Okay,
First
that's
thing.
also understandable.
And then found out my mother stole it.
Okay.
Because she wanted to teach me a lesson. And I got fucking my ass reamed out for calling the cops. She's like, why would you call me first? I'm like, my fucking car was stolen.
My fucking car got stole.
Like, you're not the Terminator. You can't get it back from them yourself.
You see your mom running down the street, morphing her arm into like a sword.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like,
yelling obscenities. Like, oh, what the fuck? I thought you were guys. Why'd you call the cops?
She just doesn't give a fuck. That reminds me too. When I was in elementary school.
My mom's a Terminator.
They just found out, they're just diagnosing me with ADHD, and she wanted to see how I was like in the class because she didn't trust the teachers.
Yep.
So she walked into the school, right in the elementary school, just walked in without, snuck in.
During class?
Yeah.
What? Really? She disrupted
past
the class
office.
to go right
Nope,
in?
no, she snuck into the school building with a camcorder and videotaped me outside the window. Like, she's like...
Oh, you did tell me about that.
Wait, what grade was that in?
Fifth.
Fifth? Okay,
no, sixth.
So I was in fourth. So, okay, actually, I think I remember that day. Because I looked out where I was sitting. I just saw this.
Mom with like, camcorder filming children.
Absolutely. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That's an absolute power move.
Yeah. And just like, I don't know, a lot of teachers, like, if they did something wrong, she'd come and be like, You're taking it back. Like, yeah, he passed. And no, he didn't. Like, you're fucking taking it back. And like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And then take it back.
She's like the name around the town. Like, you don't say that without proper incantation.
Yeah.
Like,
she's terrifying.
Yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with.
And she just tells anyone and everyone exactly what she thinks about them. Even if she just met them, she'd just be like, I don't really like you. I'm like, Mom, you're like fucking awful. You're a terrible person. And she just got it from my grandmother, who is, I can't go anywhere with customer service because she just talks down to everyone all the time.
That's so annoying.
No matter where we go, she just treats them like a peasant. It's kind of funny, but...
I mean, it's funny to view from afar, but once you're like, hey, that's my grandmother, it's kind of a bummer.
Shitty. Yeah, your parents ever do that?
My parents don't. It's funny to see, like, my dad, who's, like, fucking wild, off the rails, funny guy, in public, being polite to the waitress and everything. I shouldn't say that, actually, because it makes him sound like he's a mean guy, normally, and he's not. He's a wicked nice guy.
Super sassy.
He's sassy, but it's funny.
Like, my favorite thing is, like, I'll be at his house, and Derek will do something, and I just hear the most passive-aggressive comment I've ever heard in my life. Like, no, it's fine, I totally get it. I'm only, like, 65 years old, but I'll do it myself.
But I'll do it.
I don't want to, you haven't worked all day. I don't want to stress you out or anything.
It's not that, okay, you downhill that, but it's not that bad. That reminds me of passive-aggressive what you sent me. So I went to Hemp-fest the other day, and it was fucking awesome. And so it was in Boston Commons, and we were all around, everybody's smoking weed
Hemping?
all day, just hemping. We walked past this guy. I was the closest one to him, and he was standing with his arms behind his back, kind of looking around and checking out the scenery. And as I walked past him, really quietly, he says, "Who wants Molly?" And I was the only one who heard it.
Let's be honest.
What?
You're like, do I?
Yeah,
like, no.
I was like, we don't. We don't.
Do we?
Yeah,
if I get some Molly, will you have some Molly?
Really loud, because I was like, I was with my buddies in the park and they didn't hear him and I did.
Yeah, it's when a waitress comes to, like, do you want a plate of fries? Like, oh, if we get a plate of fries, will you have some? Like, it's a big thing.
I can't.
About
I
ordering
got
fries.
PTSD. I'll never order fries again.
not after friends.
Yeah, I'd rather just verbally put down getting fries for an appetizer.
This fucking idiot foreigner wants fries.
Yo, everyone get in here.
We gotta get a fucking load of
It's
this,
a burger joint, you idiot.
Yeah. He doesn't even want burgers.
I just took the plate and just throw it like, Normandy, and walk away.
Saved your ass. No, I did see a guy smoking out of a 6-foot bong. Yeah, it was taller than he was. It was a...
Oh, a bong. For a second, I thought you meant a pipe. Like, I was like, wow, a 6-foot long pipe?
Yeah,
Like some
Gandalf.
No.
Gandalf it.
But like, I mean, like an old-fashioned pipe that he's holding it, like a sword could be hidden in it.
Yeah.
Just,
Yo, you guys want to smoke?
You want to smoke? No, it was like the bowl was up by his head, but he like pulled on it for a really genuinely concerning 30 seconds. Like, I was like, there's no, like, human lungs don't do this, like what you're about to do. And he's like, you know, a couple of bucks, like, take a hit off this. And he's like, it's just,
he got his money's worth.
Yeah, rolls his eyes back in his head. But it was really fun. Really wide variety of people. Just every person you would ever think to see, all there, all fucking hanging out, total vibe. And just like, you know, like, walked by a cop outside the corner, like, pulled out a joint, be like, yeah, and he's like, have a good day.
You're not from here, are you?
It's still illegal, right, in Mass?
It's decriminalized.
But it's still legal, though.
Well,
no.
Like,
can you imagine
it's a
if
fine.
The Boston
yes,
police department shut down Hemp-fest?
You know how much money they make off fines, though?
Not enough to quell the outcry from something like that.
Good
something
point.
that's been going on. And even as I say that, I'm sure it's probably been busted in the past, especially in the years of development, like early startup years. But like right now, if they busted Hemp-fest, like that would be fucking cataclysmic. Like, people would be pissed.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal anymore down in Mass.
No, we're surrounded by legality.
Yeah,
Vermont's it's legal in Vermont, right?
Like, Vermont and Maine are now legal, and
Vermont's
we're the only
easy,
one.
Though. Like, they just passed it with like fucking 20 people there. Like, you want to do it? Steve? Yeah. Well,
Steve, I've been
that's
doing
majority.
Yeah, they don't yell. They get their telecom system and like because they use Morse code still, which is amazing.
They just
go mudding through their cars.
They still use cans and string. Hey,
really long string.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
You know they Northern Pass didn't go so well, so now they have all that shit up there. They just like tie a string around it and like. Jeremy, dude.
Hey, is this 5? No, this is 6.
Oh, sorry. Is that a Family Guy bit?
Possibly.
I think that's a Family Guy bit from like Alexander Graham Bell first inventing the telephone.
Maybe.
I don't mean to out that as comedy. That we didn't.
He picks up the phone without any dials. Operator?
Yeah.
Yes. Hook me to 4. Got it.
Operator, how are the kids?
Oh, and it's still a whole bunch, so it's still cans. So somebody has to untie a can to tie it to a different line. Okay, you're set.
Hardest job in Vermont, really.
Yeah.
That's from Grown Ups.
From what?
Grown Ups.
Is it?
Yeah.
That operator thing?
Not operator, but they talk through cans.
Everybody talks through cans.
That's been a novel idea for like the past century, you fucking pancake.
Oh, by the way,
it's always been
I was trying to ring you earlier on the can.
You know how nostalgia like usually blinds you to like, oh, I like this because I liked it when I was. You know what movie will never fall to nostalgia is Little Rascals. That was one of the worst movies ever created by man.
Really?
Awful.
I've never watched it.
Garbage.
Garbage?
Garbage. You ever watch it?
I've seen half of it.
Are there any names?
I don't.
It's a child. It's child actors, right?
Yes, but it's the guy that made like Blazing Saddles and all those other like.
Oh, really? No shit. That was the first R-rated movie I ever watched.
Blazing Saddles.
Yeah,
mine was Panic Room.
Panic Room.
Mine was Evil Dead.
Wow, really?
Good start. That's terrifying.
Yeah, fucking right.
Oh yeah.
Actually, wait.
That's borderline traumatizing.
Because it's not rated
Almost.
R, right? Yeah. It's not rated R because it's a TV show, right? That's the first thing I watched, and it haunted me for at least 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
so.
Yeah,
that was
definitely rated R, right?
Well, because it was technically a movie on TV.
But the movie is rated R. When they
but the
VHS
re-release is rated R.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't think the TV...
That wouldn't surprise me. It was pretty goddamn spooky.
Yeah, I don't think the TV show... I think it was technically NR, so not rated.
I would still say it's more unnerving and scary than the new one.
Well...
The new one with Eddie Murphy.
Well...
Sorry.
Skarsgård.
Well, you have to first compare... Because the first movie's... The first remake part has only done the kids section. So you kind of have to... Or at least in my mind, I just compare it to the kids sections of the old one.
You don't like the bike segment with the two dudes like on the bike?
No. Well, me and my stepdad were actually just talking about this because we got onto the topic because we were talking about the girl with the dragon tattoo and the sequel is coming out.
You have to do with like gets fisted by like a bat with like barbed wire on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say something to the effect of, isn't that movie really gruesome and
well,
because
there are three there's a Swedish version which is really old and it has all 3 movies, which is Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Girl in the Spider's Web, and something else, and those are really different from the new ones, and so me and Wes were talking about that, and then we got onto it because of it, and I think. Because we have to wait for the remake to finish. But so far, I think both of them have the remake does some things, like, I think it has more scares. Like,
more jump scares.
I was going to say, I think it has better scares than the old one. But I think the, unnervingness of the old one is better.
Yeah, I agree, because he's a... what's his name?
Pennywise?
No, the guy played him. Tim
Allen.
No.
it's Tim Curry.
It's Tim Curry, thank you.
Tim Allen is the clown. We all float down here. Oh. That's fucking... that's an awesome image. Someone should recreate that. Tim Allen as the clown.
Well, my favorite...
I didn't mean to derail this. I'm sorry.
It's fine. That doesn't really derail it all that much. But,
that's a great idea.
But yeah, I think the unnervingness, because I think it's mostly all the practical effects and how they shot it in the old one did it really well. But I think some of the scares and the characters in the newer one are better.
Oh yeah, definitely better.
So far it's like they're both good.
Do I find the old one scary because of that clown haunted me for like 6 years as a child?
Maybe.
Is that like part of it?
See, it wasn't the clown that scared me. What scared me the most out of the old one when I watched it was little, you know the sink scene when the balloon comes out and it blood splatters everywhere? For some reason that terrified me.
Huh.
And like I would not like look at my sink for like almost a month.
Really?
Yeah, like
the shower scene scared me because I just thought he was always like looking at me through my drain when I was taking a shower as a kid.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, for some reason that was the thing that terrified me the most when I was little. I was like, fuck sinks.
Hi, a Billy boy.
Yeah, that's gross. I think we watched the first time we hung out. Actually, at your house, we watched it and played Titanfall and drank Coca-Cola and Skittles because it tasted like cinnamon. That's exactly how I remember that night because that's how you.
That sounds like
ordered
a
it.
fever dream.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild.
The only time I remember us like in the beginning stages of Minecraft until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Probably later. I think it was 6.
Oh, I think it was the first time hanging out at your house,
Yeah.
at your dad's house.
Shit.
So on Daraska.
Yeah, damn. And then, the first time we ever hung out was Super Smash Melee.
Oh, definitely.
That was the first time I ever played that game.
Playing
Besides,
Melee.
like, I played it like at my grandmother's house.
You look stoked for the new Smash.
Yeah,
No.
Isabella is in it now from Animal Crossing.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I've
really-
never played Animal Crossing game.
It's fun.
I haven't either, but
They're
it's something I like.
they're
Think?
very
Beat
I would
Stardew.
say calming until Tom Nook shows up asking for his money.
A
but
fucking asshole.
but like overall, it's a nice little kind of like routine game, kind of like Stardew Valley.
You say that, but I think me and Derek could turn a casual, like, easy game to like something super stressful.
Oh, I turned that into addiction. Stardew Valley stresses me out because I'm missing my timings every day.
Oh, trust me, there are letters that you get in Animal Crossing that come like. It's not by the game's clock; it's via the console's clock. So it's like because it was always handheld, so it would like be like, "Oh, I'm getting a letter today.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to get that letter."
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, that keeps me on edge while I play a video game. I don't really... And, okay, so that's kind of tough, because Stardew Valley makes it so easy to do, because the music is great, the personalities for the NPCs that they made are great, and the things that you do are really satisfying to do. Like, picking up your big old fucking plump pumpkins and selling them and, making your farm look all good is, like, really, really nice, and it's really rewarding. But at the same time, I feel like I'm, like, rushing to do it and say, okay, I have to go to work in 15 minutes. Not anymore because I don't have a job because I quit my job. But I have to go to work in, like, 15 minutes. I can do this thing in Stardew Valley. And, like, oh, it's an event coming up that won't happen until next year, so I have to do it now.
Yeah.
And it puts a lot of pressure on the player to kind of perform to the
Animal
game's
Crossing
standards,
So that's how you play. Because I play games like that all the time. Like, I missed it, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I'll be going in a game, and I'll be like, oh, there's optional cave. I don't feel like it. And I'll just keep walking, and I'll never think about it again.
Yep.
You guys, I don't
it's a
think you
different
guys
type
could
of
do
game.
that.
That's a different type of game genre, though, because I'm trying to speak strictly of this routine game. Like farming simulator or something, Clicker Heroes, I
In
guess.
Stardew
it's
Valley,
the same thing.
I planted my plants completely random areas. Some plants would be, like, there'd be some over here, some wheat over here, some wheat over here. I put my barn over here because I felt like it, and then I'd put this over here, and then I'd sometimes water this one, but I didn't feel like walking over here to water this one, so I just didn't. And then I felt lazy. I said, I'm only going to have the sprinklers that shoot 4 at a time. I'm just going to have 4 plants at a time and grow them on that one sprinkler, and that's it. I'm just gonna do whatever I want after.
I have something that is the complete opposite of you, but hold on, I'll explain that later. But Animal Crossing isn't too much of like that type of regime,
right?
But there it does kind of. It makes fun of you if you don't play, like if you haven't played for a little while,
Yeah,
and like you come out as the mayor office, and it's like. Oh wow, you still live here? Like the whole yard's filled with weeds and all that. Like wow, we forgot we totally had a mayor.
Thanks a lot, dickhead.
Does my life mean nothing to you?
But
imagining how Tyler plays video games as a whole, like how you play Dark Souls, and just translating that into Stardew Valley gameplay makes my brain shudder. That is the most disorganized, least well optimized, least efficient farm I have in my. Wow.
Because then it's like, and then it's
that's
like,
scary.
Because no matter what genre of game it is, I play it the same exact way.
Same way.
Like in Legend of Zelda, me and you were looking at it recently. It was Friday.
Yeah.
We looked at where in Legend of Zelda you press a button, you can see exactly where you walked. You look at mine, it goes. Well, I found this area, and then I'd walk around. I wouldn't explore the area.
Like,
I would do the quest, and then turn around, and there'd be giant blank spots. Because I'd just go one place one time, and then go somewhere else.
Wow.
I would never look around.
That sounds exhausting.
No, it's easy.
If you look at the map, it enters into, like, Kariko Village. Maybe a little bit around it, and then... He follows the exact same trail out. There's a whole huge area that he never explored.
I just walk the trails. I'm like,
how to truly experience a video game.
But so it's kind of the opposite of how you do the Stardew Valley thing. But what I'm doing has no purpose for what I'm doing. So in the new Spider-Man game, there are landmarks that you can go take photos of. And you don't need to, like, you just get the thing in the shot, hit it, you got the landmark. token or whatever. For some reason, I'm like, because this was kind of fun for me. I was like, when I'm doing these, I have to actually make them good photos. So I'm like, I'm going to try to fit everything into frame. You don't need to do this.
Total extra mode.
That reminds me so much of Legend of Zelda, because you take pictures of something. My pictures, if you go through them, the sword that I put in the inventory, it's in the top right corner, just a little piece of it, but it's enough to get the description. So click, click, got it, and I just keep walking.
It's just your sword.
And it's just like, no, like you need to take pictures to get inventory of things.
Yeah, but it only captures your sword.
No, I'll take a picture of like, okay, I need to get this cauliflower and take a picture of it. I'll just open it up and take a picture and keep walking, so it'll be like in the top left corner, it won't be like directly in the middle, or I'll be like, oh, I need to take this sword picture and it's barely in there.
But yeah, just recently when I finished all the landmarks before I came over here, I was like, no, it doesn't fit into frame, and so I'd climb up a building, try to take it from a different angle. I'm like, no, like I had to get the Empire State Building was probably the hardest one to take a photo of, because I tried to fit most of it in the photo.
That's cool.
J.J. Jameson, kind of a tough cookie to please.
Okay. Well, actually,
you know what I'm thinking is that he wanted pictures of Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
so actually,
give me pictures of Spider-Man.
So this game takes 8 years, like 8 years in the future. So it's like it's getting away from Origins. He's been doing this for 8 years.
MJ is dead.
Is dead.
Oh,
MJ doesn't die, you idiot.
he never dies.
But so it also takes everything that you know of the Spider-Man universe and changes it slightly. So J. Jonah Jameson is retired from the Daily Bugle, and he's doing a podcast.
Really?
And you, Peter Parker, are subscribed to his podcast.
No shit.
So while you're swinging around the city, you hear him coming. He's like, "This is J. Jonah Jameson with the news coming at you." Yeah. And
Spider-Man's putting drugs in that water.
Spider-Man's putting chemicals in the water to turn the freaking frogs gay.
Yeah. So he's retired and he does that podcast, and that's how he does his work. MJ is a reporter for the Daily Bugle.
Not a waitress.
Not a waitress or an actress. And this isn't really a spoiler because it's explained in like 30 minutes. But Peter is actually working with Dr. Octavius.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
Well, I've heard of that before.
Yeah, but like
in the movie they did that too, where he's kind of like a student.
Yeah, but this is 8 years into it.
Oh, so like, he's friends with him now.
This is he's not Doc Ock. He's never been Doc Ock.
Wait, why not?
Because this is just how this universe has been.
Different timeline.
Different.
It's a lot like Batman.
Kinda.
Because Batman, like, I don't know, they never really go right. Like, there's never one with like the origins besides Batman Origins, which I don't like to talk about. But like the other ones were like they're fully.
Yeah, and they in this one, because they mostly just based it off of the comics and the Batman game, but this one they kind of spun it differently because all of those things. Also, it's really funny in the character things. If you click on somebody, it's like, here's a brief summary of them, and then there's powers and abilities. And for everybody who doesn't have a power, Peter just writes like really nice things or what they're really good at.
Really?
And so like you go to Aunt May,
awesome.
Aunt May, power and abilities. She's the nicest person in the world. I was like, oh,
that's a really nice touch. I like that.
Also, swinging better than Spider-Man 2.
How is it very important?
This is the best Spider-Man game.
Do they have pizza time in it?
No.
All right, next moving on. No pizza time.
But
Let's
the
go
swinging
next.
Is way better than Spider-Man 2.
That's high praise.
I've gone through all of the whole map, and I haven't used. I guess there's a fast travel system that I learned of just now, and I was like, why would I ever use that?
Good. That's the mark of a good Spider-Man game. Swing feel.
You guys bet your ass at fast travel, everybody.
Trust me, you can traverse the map really fast.
He's the man who likes to enjoy a game the least out of anybody I know.
I say I get the most out of it because how many times
you get the absolute least out of it?
How many times have you guys played a game and did all the side quests and never actually finished it?
Well,
okay,
yes.
so I technically get the most out of it.
Oh no, you did. Yeah, okay. According to the fucking game, if I complete 75% of the whole game and you complete 100% of 25% of the game, that's not the same thing.
I get the main gameplay down
no, it's
and
not.
I go through it.
You did 25% of the game. I just did 75. I did the rest of the game.
And
I just didn't do the part you did, which is small.
You ever play Fire Emblems?
No.
This is the difference between me and Daren. I guarantee you, if Darren's character dies, restart.
Yeah, I play on if they die, they die.
Well,
I don't want anybody to die.
I do too. I do permadeath, and then I go, oh well. They just keep going on with the game. I guess I'll never know about that story. They just keep going on with the game.
No, if somebody dies...
That's a cool way to do it.
It's kind of how it's supposed to be played.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I want to keep everybody alive.
Yeah,
see, I'm doing the same thing with Hearts of Iron, where it's supposed to be when you make a decision, it stops. But I'm like, well, I just started a fight with Switzerland, but now Britain and France are coming into the war. I'm going to get rid of that.
Why would you start a fight with Switzerland?
Because they're neutral. Don't be a pussy. You get in the fucking fight. You don't pick nothing.
They didn't do nothing wrong to nobody.
So yeah, how is this game? Because I've never actually played it.
It's actually just a little bit, tiny bit more complicated than Civ games, and that's it. It is just like
really,
Civ.
because it looks like a fucking mess.
It feels like a mess, but if you do the tutorial, which takes maybe a half hour, you'd know the whole game. And then you learn, and then like it's like the Civ. Remember your first game ever playing Civ, and you kind of just. You were awful with your strategy, but you just did things and see what you did, what things you thought would be cool, and see how it worked with other things. That's exactly what I did this time. And
that's a good learning experience.
Don't start a war with the worlds at 1938. At least wait until 1942.
Words to live by, truly, in any application.
But
Hitler passed the right right there in 1939.
That's actually really high praise
Right
that you
the right
learned it
time.
off of the tutorial, especially a Paradox game.
Especially, everyone says that this is the best tutorial because they said other ones are awful. And plus, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't do tutorials. I go, tutorial? Nah, I'll just figure it out. And then
That's usually how I do it.
And then it's usually awful though, because then I'm like, this game's stupid, and I take it as them being a bad game, even though I didn't do the tutorial. Yeah, and I go, no, this is complicated. I'm done. This is a dumb game. Then I never play it again.
Yep.
Because I'm a shitty person.
That's fair.
Yep. But another thing with Hearts of Iron 4, I've hated how with World War II history that I've always tried to look up. Most of the stuff is the big battles, the documentaries about the big battles, the big players. There's nothing like the little battles that were like, I want to know about the little things that happened. And like, because like in the Civil War, it's like Bull Run 2, you got Gettysburg, Spotsylvania, Vicksburg,
Transylvania,
Sherman's March to the Sea, but you don't really like see the little stuff like how like Stonewall Jackson got killed by one of his own. And then in Hearts of Iron 4, it goes exactly. If you put the historical AI, they do exactly what they did.
Oh,
so you see
this is
every
like a pretty historically accurate.
So
game.
then it's like it's 1938, and I'm Italy, just doing my thing, and then it goes China or Japan claims that they own this part of China, and that this always should have been the way. So then these states join China, and they make the China Communist Party, and then they do that. But then the Japanese just took over this bridge in China, so this did happen here. And then Hitler marched and took over Austria again, but there's actually, I didn't know that there was no battle at all. It was just because Austria was a huge part of Germany. Like, Hitler was from Austria. So they just welcomed the Nazis with, like, they're just cheering for them to take over the country.
Well,
Nazis.
Actually, Austria was weird because they were, like, kind of doing a coup type thing.
Yeah, it was
Hitler was doing. It was like,
oh, what was it? What were they called before? Back in World War One. What's it
Austria?
called? Yeah, because they started the war basically, and then they just changed their name, and the other people were just Germany. So it's Germany's fault, even though the other country was.
Which country are you talking about? Sorry, I'm not paying attention.
The main people that started the war of World War One, the Austrians. Yeah, the Austrians.
The Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire, and then they just changed it to Germany, or they just changed their name, and then everyone took the flak on Germany because the Treaty of Versailles was for Germany, not them. Yeah. So it affected them more, just because they changed their name. So it's pretty interesting.
But it is slightly it is historically accurate, but you can also do bullshit. So like you could play as Italy, but then become like democratic or something.
Oh yeah,
or be super communistic.
my favorite one is someone took over and they Britain, and they may call it the European Union, EU, and it's just like the worst thing. Or it was there was someone was Canada and they took over the United States, and there was Upper Canada, shittier Canada, that United States, and they named it. So it says shit Canada right below Canada. it was just really funny. Or the United States. They took over Soviets, and they're slowly going back. And then it showed millions of Soviet troops saying, and the caption was, they want their motherland back. It was just this giant wave of Russians coming at them. Yeah, and it's like, oh shit, they're pissed. And then my favorite one was they were Germany, and they nuked Moscow in the swastika symbol. So the giant symbol of just destruction of nukes right over Moscow. Or my favorite. Okay, last one.
This game is big.
There's a giant challenge called Artillery is really fucking good in this game. So they do the artillery only challenge, where it's just a bunch of dudes and it shows guys like little artillery guns, just doof, doof. And they made their country look like a giant artillery symbol. Like, oh, this is my artillery only run right here.
That's cool.
It is cool.
I feel like this game would be more complicated than I can wrap my head around, unfortunately.
You say that and then you play Dota 2 for 2,000 hours where every item does something with different characters.
Point,
I look at Dota 2 and I'm like, I just want to build a weapon that goes good with my character. Why do I have to research it before? Why can't you just tell me which one goes best?
That's not how the game works.
I already have a gun. I should win.
I heard the guides that they give you aren't really that good.
Well,
like the little left side tablet. Like you should. Most people do this one.
For Valve's suggested ones, they're okay. I would highly suggest following somebody else's, like Tortellini's, but everybody follows Torts. Even
you're just saying food to me.
That's his name.
All right, but yeah, let's off that.
Yes.
The other day I was driving and then a black cat crossed my road right in front of me, and then a senior citizen crossed right after that.
You hit him?
No.
Then a ladder crossed the road.
No, I'm scared. Does that give me double bad luck, or does that reverse the bad luck?
Why would elderly citizen reverse luck?
Is that a bad omen?
Bad omen, dude.
Of just being old?
Yeah, geriatrics walking in front of you.
Oh, no. Hold on. Wait. Cat, old person, road. It's a witch.
LNAs must have, like, the worst luck ever, then. Because people walk by them every day.
No, if never mind. I was making a joke. I'm sorry. I had harpoons.
He just has giant harpoons, like, just
It's like a disease. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, lady, you got harpoons. You gotta move next year on the subway because you got fucking spears sticking out of your sides.
You never know when Moby Dick comes.
You always gotta be ready for those land whales.
Last thing I remember, it was the 70s, and I was living life in the Navy on the wide open sea.
And then the whales
came. Next thing I remember, I got a case of the harpoons that tied me down to Montpelier, Vermont for the rest of my life.
I was on the USS Arizona with my harpoon gun. the ultimate technology.
The old bitch backfired on me, and now they've got these things the rest of my life. It's just like sticking out of the sides, like you can't get into the door. He's got harpoons sticking into his ribs.
You know how hard it is to walk sideways through a door every goddamn day of your life.
Fucking day.
You're going sideways in most. Don't even get me talking about revolving doors.
Don't even get me started on getting in the fucking car every day.
I sleep in the blanket. I get up and the blankets follow me. Awful.
I have to sleep on my back or my stomach, and I can't change that over the whole night.
So, what do you guys think about fall coming? Is that your favorite season?
Okay, actually, your trees are probably some of the fastest dying trees.
Extremely deciduous trees.
Oh, it's awful. They all fall at once, and it takes like fucking forever to rake
And it
them.
also happened about a week and a half sooner than anything else should have.
Yeah, I don't have any leaves in my yard or anything, and I was like, what happened?
Nice.
Well,
Tyler, what'd you do?
I just have maple and oak mostly around my neck of the woods.
I don't have maple or oak. I have everything that just falls on the fucking ground.
I have a whole bunch of different...
Well, I mean, maple and oak are both deciduous, but...
You're using these big words.
I don't know what you have out there. You use these big words. I think that autumn for me brings a feeling of, reminiscence about school and... even back to high school. Like, I have something to do during the fall.
Oh.
And now I have my degree. And I am not going back to school, and it's very, very weird for me. But, gotta say, I love being able to wear pants and a hoodie.
Favorite.
Hoodie weather,
I just wear it all the time.
Hot chocolate, apple crest.
I know you aren't even a fan of shorts, but
nope.
Hoodie weather for me is like, pants and hoodie weather is a godsend, because that's where I thrive. That's my aesthetic.
It's just it's usually my fashion throughout the whole year.
I just like it because I can wear unmatching socks and no one would know.
No one would care.
Like, I'll have like this giant white long sock and a giant black one.
What about winter? You ready for winter? I'm fucking ready for winter.
I hate winter.
So stoked on winter.
I just don't like driving in winter.
It comes with the territory, dude. Live here, you gotta drive in the winter.
I'm
so ready.
Accident this
Yeah, I hope you fucking slide off the road, you little piece of shit. Your 4x4 with your straight piped exhaust.
Must be nice.
Oh, I've been looking at cars. Oh, I need a car. Definitely need a car.
You're gonna buy the most cheapest piece of shit car ever and love it.
I'm gonna buy a good car.
You know how expensive it is?
What do you guys want for a car?
Like our dream car?
Sure, let's say dream car for right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I like dream cars that you can possibly get.
Yeah. What's a feasible dream car?
Mazda 3.
A Mazda 3?
I like Mazdas.
That's a decent dream car, reasonable dream car.
I think it's the 2006 version of the Mustangs that I really like.
Oh, those are stick shift though.
I know.
Yeah, you could learn. That'd be a tough car to learn on. It's fucking heavy.
No, I know. It's just I really like the design of those
too.
years of Mustangs.
Me too.
Yeah.
What's yours?
I don't know. I always thought I'd want a BMW or a Volkswagen or something, but
expensive to fix.
Expensive to fix, man. The parts are like all have to be imported and everything, and
same with
a
Audis.
lot of the small town mechanics around here are very versatile with anything other than Ford and Toyota.
Nope, they can do inspections.
Yeah. I honestly, real talk, I would love a new Ford Fiesta. Like a 6-speed turbo Ford Fiesta would be fucking sweet.
Expensive?
Mid-range, because it's a nice car.
To get a decent newer car that has like 40,000 miles on it, that you're looking like 25 and up, dude.
Right now?
It's just expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
You can get like a piece of shit 2004 for like $3,000, but like
usually
cars are expensive nowadays.
I'm saying this because my dad lives down in Florida, but sometimes it's usually better to go south, buy a used car down south because it usually doesn't have any rust because of the weather down there. No snow, no nothing, so everything should be okay. Then you buy it down there and you drive it back up.
I just go in the car wash all the time in the winter.
That's so insane to me that you use the car wash.
Yeah, because it gets under the car.
It doesn't matter. It's going to get on there anyhow.
Yeah, but it takes the salt off the bottom.
It does. That's another thing, but in New England, we think of cars differently than a lot of the rest of the country and by that I mean kind of this belt of the South and the West Coast where they don't get snow. They think of cars differently. Like, seeing antique cars on the road, not on a weekend that there's a road show or something, just out on a Monday or something.
You don't see it.
No, you don't see it around here because cars rust and cars break down because of all the salt on the roads and the snow.
You see it in the summer. You see them in the summer.
If you see it
for a road show when they come out.
No, not even. Like I've seen some antiques out on the road just for summer.
What I'm saying is
but it's mostly the summer.
Yeah, the maintenance is extremely taxing on those types of cars. So like people drive those year round out there, and down south. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
There's no snow on the roads at all. There's no nothing. It's all dry.
It was funny.
Preservation.
My dad was visiting Texas. He was visiting a friend, and that week they got snow. They got like an inch, and everything shut down. Nobody was on the road, and my dad was driving. Like he had to go.
He has no traffic.
Yeah, he's like, this is great. But then he got to where he was going. He's like, it's fucking closed. The hell? Somebody's outside trying to make a snowman. Like, what are you doing?
It's like an inch of snow. They're just making like this piss-stained snowman in the street.
You always see those in Pittsfield, like the first.
What, the shitty snowmans?
Yeah, and there's like half grass.
Yeah, you're in a pretty chill position, my man. You're absolutely chilling right now.
Yeah, relax.
Yeah, you're leaning way back. Coming in? Yeah, not at all. Just totally cannot hear you. Humming in the background.
Yeah, I got a solid 2 hours of sleep last night. I woke up at 3:30 wide awake, and I couldn't fall back asleep, so I just played Hearts of Iron until I had to go to work this morning at 6:30.
Oh, you woke up early and then went to work?
Yeah, I woke up at 3:30 and went to work at 6:30.
That's a tough call.
Yeah. Yep, I wanted to call out, but...
That would have been a bad
How was work?
Awful. My kid was in the worst mood ever. Everything pissed him off today. And he farted like all fucking day and it smelled awful. And you can't just...
Is that the biggest problem all day is that he's farting?
No, the biggest problem is trying to hit me. The farting is pretty stinky. He farted. Bad, and my boss always has hard-boiled eggs every day. And I'm like, are you really whipping out hard-boiled eggs at 8 o'clock in the morning right now? I just farted, but... Stinky. Not a fan.
Stinky boy.
Yep.
Do y'all motherfuckers have some music you'd like to suggest?
Yes, I do.
Show's over.
My song today is Chill Harder Than You. I really like the song. I've been listening to it a lot recently. I don't know the artist's name, but I really think you should look it up. I've just been jamming out to it all week, and I think you guys should listen to it. It's pretty funny. Derek, what's your song?
Just take a song that I showed you in the past 24 hours.
I knew you were going to say it today.
No, I wasn't going to
Oh, damn it. I thought it was yours, so I was going to try to take it from you.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good.
That's what I thought.
If I wasn't way ahead of you, if I wasn't fucking operated. I'm living in 2118. You're living way back here in 2018.
For real, though, that song sucks. Listen to Slow Dancing in the Dark by Joji.
Real, that song's actually a piece of ass. Did you say the new Joji song?
Yeah, it's really good.
So that's Filthy Frank for people that... I feel like a lot more people would know Filthy Frank than they would know Joji. And it's such a weird juxtaposition of personalities.
My favorite history would be if he started as a singer and then went into Filthy Frank.
Yeah, right.
That'd be the best.
Became this hideous YouTube personality.
Just gave up on singing to fucking make awful videos.
He's really talented, though.
Super talented.
Yeah,
Every song he gets better and better at singing, but... I don't usually like a lot of his music, but
it's worth it for the beats because it used to just be SoundCloud for a while.
Yeah, now it's like synthesizers and shit. It's pretty good.
Joji, my man. What about you?
Rock and Roll Band by Boston, because
Boston's a great band.
Yeah, Boston's great. They're great.
They had an album cover back in whenever that was like it was a UFO abduction. But there was something else going on. But I think it was maybe it wasn't with.
Talking about the More Than a Feeling album?
I think it might have been More Than a Feeling.
Yeah, it's like, which one? Because they have a lot of UFO album covers.
Oh, do they really? Is there a thing like UFOs?
Yeah, well, they have like 2 or 3.
I think I know less about Boston than you might think.
Hold on, I can try and find it. But, what's your song?
Dude, I'm going to suggest the song I'm going to listen to, The Last. By Kwaku Collins. As you know, I've been putting this shit on repeat. Like, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Like, I sat it during lunch, and I listened to it, and like the song ended. I'm like, again, like out loud, like again, and I pressed the back button and I listened to it again, like again, over and over and over again, like several days for the past.
I hate that I do that because you're like, I can't wait to ruin this song for myself.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that. I think it's starting to get to that point where I'm starting to spoil it, and it's not getting as good, but it's still just so good. The Last by Kwaku Collins. It's actually Collins is a guy that I know a couple of his other songs, and this song was on an album that I already knew a couple songs off of. Mm-hmm. I just didn't listen to the whole album, but I found it because it came on my Discover Weekly on Spotify. Sponsored, and no, not sponsored. But found this song on this album. Best song on the album. It's incredible. It's so like real and so well made.
By the way, we are on Spotify.
I was going to say, speaking of Spotify, we should probably mention that we're on Spotify now.
Definitely.
We're on Spotify now.
We're on Spotify.
Did you know that we're on Spotify?
S for snake, P for pedophile,
O for optometrist.
Also, did you mean
T
the
for
Boston
tuberculosis? Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's just
that Boston album.
It's their debut album, actually.
We are on Spotify. If you search Slightly More Milk, you're going to find us.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we got all the episodes up. It's going to be really easy. The thing about this is you can download it now. So, unless you... Yeah, yay! If you don't have YouTube Red, then you couldn't do that before, but you can download the music and listen to it offline now, but you can download the show, listen to it.
Yep.
With no service. No
in
service necessary.
We got plenty of tags, like Dungeon Point will lead you right to us.
Yeah.
Edit that out, that's not funny.
I'll be keeping that in. Daren, what's your song?
I already told you.
Wait, do you even listen when he talks?
Am I just...
I'm going.
Yeah, am I just like not paying attention?
Next time on the Derek Show. Next time, all about him.
We just looked at the album. We literally just looked at the album.
Oh my god, you talked about the UFOs.
Yeah, I brought up the UFOs.
Welcome to Nod and Agree.
I am taking all of this out, no doubt.
Everyone, turn on Derek. Turn on him.
He is a monster with power.
I was trying to think of a good way to end it, and I can't.
I don't know, rope. Pills.
Rope?
I don't know. The coward's way out.